When anyone in Ferelden speaks of going to the city, they inevitably mean Denerim. There is no other place in the kingdom which rivals it, not in size, population, wealth, or importance. It is the seat of the Theyrn family, the capital of Ferelden, the largest seaport, and, by ancient tradition, the meeting place of the Landsmeet. The city of Denerim, the capital of Ferelden, built around the base of a mountain known as Dragon's Peak. As of 930 Dragon, it has a population of 70,000 and is home to both nobility and commoner. With its marketplace and magic shops, it's got plenty to offer the occasional adventurer. This wasn't always the case though. Grab yourself a nice cup of tea and let me tell you all about the history of Denerim. Alright, before I get into the history of Denerim, I want to briefly talk about the Thedas timeline and how ages and years work. There are different calendars in Thedas, but the Gentry calendar is the most common one and the one we see used in game. The Gentry calendar uses ages. An age lasts for 100 years and each age has its own name. The current date in Thedas, according to the Gentry calendar, as of the events of Trespasser, is 944 Dragon. 9 being the 9th age, 44 being the year, and Dragon being the name of the age. The very first age is 1-1 Divine, and anything before that is referred to as Ancient, and is counted backwards. So the year before 1-1 Divine is -1 Ancient, and the year before that is -2 Ancient, and you get the idea. So I know this was brief, but I just wanted to explain this quickly so that in the case anyone didn't know, they now have the context, which hopefully makes this video less confusing with all the weird names and numbers I'm going to mention. I maybe would like to make a video that goes into detail about the Thedas timeline and all of the different ages, so let me know if you'd be interested in that. Oh, and one last thing. This video will contain big spoilers for Dragon Age Origins, and some spoilers for Dragon Age Inquisition, Trespasser, and the novel The Stolen Throne, which takes place before the events of Origins. Okay, with that out of the way, let's finally talk about the history of Denerim. Denerim is located in eastern Ferelden, and it is currently its capital city, with its ancient fortress, Fort Draken, still standing tall. However, long before Denerim as we know it even existed, this place was an outpost built by the mages of the ancient Tevinter Imperium. The dark tower that they had built at the side of a mountain was supposed to be a symbol of the Imperium's power. In other words, they just wanted to show off. Hey, look at my big spooky tower. I bet you're very afraid now. It's very tall and it's pointy. Yes, it's very scary. Are you afraid yet? As the Imperium faded throughout the years, the tower was passed to the hands of the Teyrns that ruled the region for a millennium. Eventually, the city of Denerim was built around it, and its population has been growing ever since. Denerim even had its own circle of Magi at one point. It is unknown when the tower and the city were built exactly, but the Tevinter Imperium was formed around -1195 Ancient, with its power starting to fade around -555 Ancient, and completely abandoning its seas and territories by -53 Ancient. So I'd say they were built probably somewhere between -1195 Ancient and -53 Ancient, which, I know, not very specific, but it's all I got. Many consider Denerim a holy city. This is because in -203 Ancient, Andraste was born into an Elamari tribe that lived there. Or so Gentry scholars believe. Though, both the exact time and date of Andraste's birth are hotly contested. So, big time jump. In 387 Towers, the tower that holds Denerim's Circle of Magi is raised, and the circle moves into Kinloch Hold instead. In 542 Exalted, Calenhad Teyrn becomes the new Teyrn of Denerim after defeating its current Teyrn, Simeon, in a battle that is known as the Battle of the White Valley. Simeon is killed and Calenhad is made Teyrn. He is crowned king soon after, making him the first king of Ferelden. As a side note, there are some codex entries from Dragon Age Origins that say this battle took place in 533 Exalted. However, the World of Thedas Volume 2 gives the following information. The final battle of Ferelden came in 542 Exalted, with Calenhad facing the forces of Simeon, Teyrn of Denerim. Though Simeon nearly felled him, a Lady Shayna took the blow, and the Teyrn was slain. That same year, Calenhad was crowned king. While I can't say for sure which one is true, the World of Thedas Volume 2 is the most recent information, so I'll go with that and say the battle did take place in 542 Exalted. Things are relatively quiet for Denerim for a time. That is until 824 Blessed, when Orlais invades Ferelden and kills its king, Vanedrin Theyrn. Vanedrin? Whatever. King Vanedrin Theyrn is killed during the Battle of Lothering. Vanedrin is succeeded by his son, but the young Brandel Teyrn is unable to unite Ferelden against the invaders. And in 844 Blessed, 20 years after the invasion first started, Orlais finally sacks the city of Denerim, claiming victory in Ferelden and forcing King Brandel to go into hiding. In the late years of the Orlesian occupation, Orlesian noble Magrin was installed as the new king of Ferelden. However, years later, in 9-2 Dragon, Merrick and the rest of the rebels take back the city of Denerim, and Magrin and his few supporters barricade themselves within Fort Draken, where they stay for 6 days until Merrick challenges Magrin to a duel, which he accepts. They duel on the roof of Fort Draken, and Merrick wins, officially ending Magrin's rule and the Orlesian occupation of Ferelden. Skipping ahead to the events of Dragon Age Origins, in 930 Dragon the Fifth Blight begins, and the Grey Wardens are gathering at the ruins of Ostergard to prepare for battle. Together with King Cailan, Merrick's son, and Teyrn Loghain, who played a key role in stopping the Orlesian occupation of Ferelden, and also a close friend of Merrick's, they make plans to defeat the incoming army of Darkspawn. Once the Darkspawn attack Ostergard, however, Loghain abandons King Cailan and the Wardens as he retreats his troops from the battlefield instead of flanking the Darkspawn army as planned, leaving Cailan and the Wardens to be slaughtered by the Darkspawn in a battle that is already lost. The king is killed, and Loghain returns to Denerim where he stays for most of Origins, and names himself regent to his daughter Queen Honora, Cailan's widow. However, having seized the throne so soon after Cailan's death sparks suspicion and leads to civil war. Eventually, a Landsmeet is called inside the royal palace in Denerim, where the Ferelden civil war is put to an end and a new ruler is chosen. Depending on your choices, Loghain can either be executed or recruited into the Wardens. As for who sits on the throne, either Alistair is king and rules by himself or with a female noble warden, Honora is queen and rules by herself or with a male noble warden, or Alistair and Honora rule together. In 931 Dragon, soon after the Landsmeet, Denerim is attacked by the Darkspawn horde led by the Archdemon. As our warden and their allies fight their way through the city, another warden by the name of Riordan attempts to kill the Archdemon. The attempt fails, but he manages to hurt the Archdemon in the process, which results into it crashing into the tower of Fort Draken. The battle is rough, and many other parts of the city are destroyed. Finally, the warden and their allies find their way to the top of Fort Draken, where they fight and eventually kill the Archdemon, officially ending the Fifth Blight. After the celebration, it is time to rebuild, and by 932 Dragon, most of Denerim has fully recovered from the war and the attack. And apart from the buildings in the alienage, which lags behind, buildings have been repaired, trade has been restored, and pilgrims once again visit the supposed birthplace of Andraste. During the events of Inquisition in 941 Dragon, if the Inquisitor allies with the Qunari during demands of the Qun, a Venatori plot to burn down Denerim is uncovered. If not stopped, the city will take significant damage. And finally, in 944 Dragon, during the events of Trespasser, barrels of Gatlock are found hidden in Denerim's palace. This is all part of a Qunari plot to take out southern leadership and make preparations for their invasion. Luckily, the Inquisitor discovers the plot during the Exalted Council, and the barrels are removed before they can be detonated. And that is the history of Denerim so far. I know this was more of a lore style video and a bit different from what I normally do, but I enjoyed working on this a lot, so I might do more of it in the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, let me know by liking this video. Or leave a comment and let me know if there's a place in Thedas you want me to cover next. That's all for now though. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.